after honoring Dr. Tate, let's honor people while they're still with us for the things they've done. And as Mike makes his way up the stage, I had the opportunity to get to know Mike and work with him. And have any of you, how many of you know Mike pretty well? How many stories could we tell around this room? He is one of the brightest, thoughtful, most caring people you know. He's also a complete smartass who has a joke and a line for everything, and don't try and get ahead of him because you will lose. My experience with Mike, again, when I was involved as an officer through CCA, was just watching how well he worked with people in all phases of life. And he truly did. I mean, he didn't care. He doesn't have a filter, sorry. And he'll tell people what he thinks, when he thinks, and do it in a humorous way. And you never know if he's serious or not. I watched him with congressmen tell them, why are we worried about the wild horse problem? These were my grandfather's horses we turned out. Right? And they don't know if he's serious or not. In that case, I think he was serious. And because of Matt's time in Washington, D.C., if you travel with Mike to Washington, D.C., you got a quick tour. Just keep up. He knew every back stair into every congressman. I don't even know where we were going sometimes. And I worried when we opened the door whose office we were going to be into. He didn't care. And we really appreciate that about what Mike did. But I do want to share one story, and I don't know if he remembers this. We flew in, you remember the year we flew into Baltimore instead of India? You probably tell the story differently than I will. But we flew in, and again, I was fairly new, finding my way around, following him, trying to be helpful. Because if you travel with Mike, he had a briefcase this wide with every damn court document that has ever been filed, every NEPA case, every piece of information. It's literally thousands of papers and probably 6 stale donuts in the bottom. And it probably weighed 60 pounds. And we're going down the escalator in Baltimore, and I'm trying to be helpful. He's got his roller bags, and I said, can I pack that for you? He said, sure. So I packed it down, and in my memory, I don't remember what kind of car we were taking Billy. I don't know if it was an Uber or whatever it was. It's been quite a few years ago. I set it by Mike. I did my job. So we got to Washington, D.C. and unloaded all our luggage. And there was no 60-pound bag of papers. It was sitting at the Baltimore airport. He never told me he was really pissed off at me, but he was really angry that we had left his life work and all the stale donuts in the same damn place in the Baltimore airport. And I felt really bad. It was a Sunday. It was before some technology. I'm trying to call everything in the Baltimore airport to find. I tried lost and found. I kept calling numbers and not getting anywhere. Finally, I got a hold of the police or security of Baltimore. He said, oh, well, there's a bomb squad gathered around in case sitting in the parking lot. If they had blown that up, there would have been papers from the Potomac clear New Jersey and the donuts at the same time. But he forgave me, and I have such great respect for the work he has done for us. And I know that particularly on the public land side. He's also done it for CCA and his work here. But there was no greater advocate for public lands, federal lands grazing, Forest Service, BLM. He was one of the founders and the leaders of the Public Lands Council. And I really appreciate that because they continue to do great work. So there's no person we would rather honor and recognize for his lifetime commitment to public lands and the California cattle industry than Mike Byrne. And you can have the mic for a short time. You already said it. How short is short?
Excuse me. I want to thank you guys so much for this honor. So many friends are here tonight. I was lucky to be born to a family with a great history that started with Jesse Carr and Beverly C. Dalton. My grandfather and father built a wonderful operation, and I was lucky to be able to keep running. Rod Fernoy, John Lacey, and others encouraged me in the Cattlemen's Association and other organizations that put me in a good place at the right time to try to help our community and our industry. I hope I did all I could. A good friend and Julie Lake told me a valuable lesson about politics, and I've always tried to follow it. Never let anyone know you were there until the dust is already settled. Thank you again for this honor. I appreciate my wife, my family being here, and I appreciate you all. Looking forward to talking with you more. Thank you.